between the aid and the people who need it. There is money and there is food and water and soldiers coming in, but it can't get to everybody who needs it. And right now in the streets of Port-au-Prince, people are desperate. They are looking for food. They are trying to buy it, and some of them are stealing it. Anderson Cooper is live in the streets of Port-au-Prince right now, looking at some of this that's going on. Anderson, describe the situation you're in.
Well, right now there's a rather large knife threatening some people in front of me. But basically the larger situation is there are now several hundred people on the street in downtown Port-au-Prince in sort of the market, the commercial district, very close to the National Cathedral. And the situation is I don't want to say it's getting out of control, but there is a level of some sort of crazy order to it. Essentially, a mob, a crowd of young men has broken into a supply store. Word is spread in the neighborhood that barley and food is available. Hundreds of people are descending on this area, a lot of them women with sacks. It turns out it's not barley, it's actually boxes of candles that were inside this store. And now you have a situation where basically the street is now in the control of just young men who are just stealing these items from the store. There was a store owner by the name of Tony Bennett, not the singer, but his name is Tony Bennett, who, with a Glock in his waist, and the help of two Haitian police officers, has been trying to keep people away from his two stores, which are just on the corner here. And his stores have food, so he's particularly concerned about people breaking into his stores. He has now taken the step of barricading off the street that his business is on, using lots of debris. And he has gotten a truck in here somehow, and now he is trying to load as many of the supplies that are still in his store into this truck and get them out of here before they fall into the hands of the looters. But around the corner where I'm standing, and I'm about 20 feet away from sort of the epicenter of the free-for-all, there's just no control. There's two Asian police officers who, this American businessman, Tony, who went to the University of Miami, and is of Haitian descent, he's basically armed two Haitian police officers with automatic weapons, which they didn't have, and he's giving them water, and I'm not sure what else. And occasionally he will ask them to kind of meander over to where the crowd is and fire into the air. So they've been doing that over the last half hour to 45 minutes that I've heard. And the crowd was dispersed momentarily, but it is literally like trying to stop a flowing stream. As soon as the police officer stops firing, people just continue to steal. Occasionally then the police officer in frustration will pick up a 2x4 or something on the street and just whack at somebody. But now it's interesting because in the half hour to 45 minutes I've been here, there's a definite mood shift. Things are getting a little bit more violent. I'm now seeing a crowd, a mob, not a mob, I'd say a group of 5 young men. One has a broken bottle in his hand, another has a 2x4 and a crowbar, and they are defending the items that they have stolen from other people who are coming up. Now there's a man with another 2x4 who's threatening to hit. Actually, he is now hitting 4 young men with the 2x4, trying to take a bush, a sack that they have stolen, and I think he's trying to steal it back from them. But it's quickly getting pretty chaotic here. And what's interesting is, you talk to the American businessman who's barricaded himself now around the corner. That his story is quickly emptying the contents of it into a truck. And he says, look, there's no one you can call. You can't call the Haitian police department. A lot of them are not on duty. A lot of them have been injured or dead. A lot of them simply, are looking after their own families. They're not reporting to work. And the ones who are sometimes don't have the weaponry to deal with this kind of a situation. So he literally brought in a couple automatic weapons, and it's just armed up these two Haitian police officers who he seems to be kind of controlling. This is, in Haiti, there's often been kind of, the rule of the strong, and that's quickly what is happening. There were a lot of women on the street early on who were purchasing items from the young men who were stealing them, but now we're seeing a lot more sort of young men who are quite aggressive, who have come down here to try to get what they can, to try to make as much money as they can as quickly as possible.
Anderson, it has become substantially louder. Even listening to you, it's harder to hear you than it was when you were talking to Tony 20 minutes ago. We're looking at video. The video that our viewers are seeing is video that was shot on Saturday and this morning. But you are now saying that these people, the shopkeeper is trying to keep people from looting his store. It doesn't sound like the mob mentality and the mob that is developing in front of you is going to be held back by the storekeeper and his makeshift barricades.
Well, he seems to be doing pretty good. I mean, he's actually been able to close off an entire block of downtown Port-au-Prince and been able to bring a truck in and is emptying his store. So, if I was putting money, I'd put my money on him, not so much what's happening, and not so much the crowd. It's very easy to call things a mob. There is actually kind of an odd order to these things. And kind of unwritten rules. It's interesting, I was a couple blocks away as I was coming down here, as I was hearing gunshots being fired into the air, and people in the crowd were saying, you know what, this is wrong. This is not people stealing because they're hungry and they're trying to feed their families. This is people taking money for profit and, trying to take advantage of the situation. And we're seeing that now increasingly. There's increasing fights on the street, and it's, these things can evolve very quickly.
Anderson, what is the situation with respect to food for people who have money? Is food and water readily available for those who can afford to buy it right now, or are we seeing a black market developing in even basic necessities?
Well, no matter where you are in the world, if you have money, you get supplies. I mean, it's the cruel reality of things. And if you have money in Haiti, you can buy fresh fruit, and there are stores that have things in them, and there are enterprising people who have items to sell. But for most Haitians, it's a black market, and it is it's very difficult to procure items for food and items that you need to live. And so increase, whether or not this is going to increase, I don't know. But there is some order to it. It's not point. There's only one store that's on this street that's been broken into. I've heard there's looting just around the corner on another street as well, but I haven't seen that with my own eyes. So there's sort of a law of the street, and that's what's being put into effect here right now.
Anderson Cooper in the streets of Port-au-Prince. We'll keep checking in with you, Anderson. Stay safe out there as things get a little more hectic. Anderson Cooper in Port-au-Prince.